I find it weird how ion drives are described as having more thrust than the nuclear pulse engines, although the former has a notoriously slow acceleration, while the latter uses nuclear explosions for thrust. I think the developers might be mistaking thrust for exhaust velocity, which is an entirely different thing. How engines are portrayed in this game is very simplistic, and it might be more interesting if the player would have to design both efficient engines for long journeys and high thrust to weight ratio engines which would be used during battles. How a lift off is how the lift off is glanced over is also a bit sad, since that's when you need all of those highly inefficient but powerful engines in case you don't have a space elevator or something. And how about, well, at least a low exhaust velocity, not necessarily inefficient, but you know what I mean, probably. And how about beaming power from the colony to a spaceship or solar sails? Probably the good options for engine designs would still be few, but still it would be better than to clump exhaust velocity and thrust to weight ratio together. Also, this game doesn't have radiators, or at the very least they have been abstracted to be a part of other modules. Personally, I think they shouldn't be abstracted away like that, since the very nature of radiators pretty much requires them to be unarmored, so that they can actually radiate the heat into space and not just conduct it into the armor, which of course could also be used to act as a heat sink, but only for a relatively short time before melting. Abstraction of how the heat aboard the spaceship is handled results in unrealistically resilient starships and unrestricted firing rates for lasers, even though they would in reality heat up very quickly if radiators aren't used, meaning coolant should also be carried with the ship in addition to a power plant and the laser itself. Okay, again I'm wasting time. How come I can never think of this much to talk about during live commentary? By the way, now that I think about it in retrospect, I shouldn't have designed any nuclear pulse engines, because those probably wouldn't be very much in favor of the public. Well, maybe next game I'll think about that. I believe there is a jump gate in Leuten's star system. Although they can occur randomly, I'm going to roleplay this as it might mean there are aliens very close by. Scientists are currently studying this alien technology. The public is torn a bit about. Some, of course, want to explore that, and well, some just think we should leave the aliens and so on alone, so they won't come after us. After them, after the Earth. Well, the humanity, because Earth is only one of the places where humans live at this moment in the game. Scientists are currently studying this alien technology. They don't know what it is for, but they have a very strong suspicion it might have something to do with a gravitational anomaly in there, because of course it's where they expected to find a jump point. In March 2067, the best of the best xenologists, geologists and diplomats started their travel to Leuten's Star 2 in search of alien life and minerals. In well over in well over a year they didn't find aliens, but they did find a lot of minerals. A colony was then built. The colony ship, however, turned out after all to be the one I didn't scrap, and it's taking its time to reach Lieutenant Star 2. A new colony ship design was then decided to be needed, and a shipyard was dedicated to colony ship designs. They will not have jump engines because they will most likely travel with cargo ships anyway, since both infrastructure and colonists are needed to populate a suitable body. The star systems Barnard's star, Lumen 16 and Proxima Centauri have also been found and are being explored. Well, wormholes to them have been found. Well, of course, we knew about them previously, but they have sent a ship through each of the jump points leading to those locations. Proxima Centauri 1 was found out to be a terrestrial planet with a breathable atmosphere and ice, but its surface is approximately minus 95 degrees Celsius in temperature. Barnard's star 2 is another promising planet with a breathable atmosphere, but has a surface temperature of minus 102 degrees Celsius and has no water on it. Luna and Ganymede have started terraforming operations, first focusing on the temperature by the addition of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, so huge amounts of infrastructure won't be required just to keep everyone warm. Ganymede will be the more difficult one of the two to terraform, maybe even taking centuries, but for the future generations it will be a boon. Active sensors have been improved upon much lately, and 2 dedicated planetary defense centers with just short and long-range sensors. Although I believe 3 is the recommended amount of different types of sensors, short, medium, and long-ranged. But I like seeing the missiles coming from a long distance away, so short and long range it is for me. So, planetary defense centers with just short and long range sensors, a barracks, and a good armor rating have been authorized to be built. Aditya Saigal is the new president of India. Since the alien construction was discovered, measures are being taken to increase the protection of Earth and its sector, because of course there are those conservatists who have some say in the matter also. So that's why that's also a good reason to take these precautions. Just in case the possible aliens are hostile. Also, the other planets are going to be colonized, mainly for their resources. Of course, they will be searched for alien life first and so